Welcome to the Adaptable Octopus, where we share stories of change, resilience, and how we learn to adapt. I'm your host, Blair Riggs. Hey, welcome to the Adaptable Octopus. Today's story is truly remarkable. It shows resilience at its finest. I will let my guest introduce himself and share a little bit about his story.
Hello, I'm Jamie Johnson, and yeah, I have been through a lot and overcome a lot.
So I'm not really familiar with your story. I've heard stories about your story. So can you just go into a little detail about it?
Yes, I will. That's fine with me. We was on the way back from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, July 2nd, 2013, and we were just coming off of 74 outside of Rockingham, North Carolina. Um, we was going up 220 that goes all the way to Greensboro. And an 18-wheeler came across Route 1 that runs through Rockingham, North Carolina, and hit us on the passenger side front fender. I had no time to react or nothing. It happened all of a sudden and very quick.
Mm. Now, was it you and your wife, or you and your wife and children?
It was myself, my wife, Holly Johnson, and the two kids, Ethan Johnson, Anastasia Johnson, and my brother was in the car. He was behind her. Um, my daughter Anastasia was in the middle, and my son was behind me.
Mm. Now, can you tell me what happened as a result of that incident accident?
Yes. Unfortunately, Holly passed away on the scene, from extensive, injuries and stuff. Um, well, not my brother got extensive injuries as well, not nearly as bad as me or her, obviously. But yeah, he did have extensive injuries. I don't know exactly what, but he did. My daughter got want to say broken right leg and ruptured large intestine, maybe, because they had to do abdominal surgery on her immediately. And my son came out with just scrapes and bruises, was all. Um, and then I got the second worst injuries with being, left being a quadriplegic. But yeah, I remember them cutting me out of the car. They told me to be still. I went out. I woke up getting in a helicopter, and then I went out again and woke up like 3 or 4 days later in the ICU.
Mm.
But I wasn't able to move anything at all. Arms, legs, head, nothing.
So,
So yeah.
so when did you find out about your daughter and your wife?
I found out once I fully woke up in the ICU, um, about Holly. Um, I remember waking up and I asked about my wife. The nurse started crying and went out the room. And then, you know, the doctor came in not too long after and told me everything about what happened to her and what happened to Anastasia.
Mm. Now, is there any? Well, I don't want to ask that question.
You can ask
Um,
whatever you want.
no, I don't think it's any relevance to it.
Okay, I got you.
How long was it before the how long was it between having the accident and realizing that you were going to be in a wheelchair?
Um, it was actually, I want to say, I got to really think on this one now.
Mhm.
I was in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm kind of going to think out loud, but it's also relevant to everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in Charlotte, North Carolina for, I want to say 2 weeks maybe, um, with the ICU and everything. And then I asked to be transferred to UVA. Once I got in UVA and they done everything they had to do there, I got sent to University of Virginia Health South for rehabilitation.
Mhm.
That's where I found out, I was going to be in the wheelchair permanently, and we had to, find the best fit wheelchair.
Yeah. Now, um, just how did you mentally handle all that? Like I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine
Oh,
dealing with all that.
it was very rough. Um, you know, the realization of that you're going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life is very hard to accept in some ways, but in some ways not. It's like a mixed feeling pretty much. It I had the mindset that I was going to try my best to not be in the chair and do
Mhm.
everything I could to get out of it, even though it
Mhm.
wasn't really, I guess, in reality, it wasn't possible. But then again, it was because, I mean, I had a aide who said she was paralyzed at one point.
Mhm.
And she was walking around, and like I said, she was one of my aides I had on third shift one night there. And yeah, I mean, that, kind of gave me hopes, but at the same time, with the injuries I had, it was kind of, I don't know, it was like, trying to think what I really want to say. It was, I guess, finally setting in with, because of how my injuries were to my spinal cord and stuff, and my Asia level, and like the nerves, and everything else, that it wouldn't really be possible to not be in the chair all the time, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Now, how did your life change once you accepted and you were okay with who you were?
It changed big time.
Okay.
Um, it's been hard because, unfortunately, even today in 2025, we don't have a lot of accessible places and stuff.
Mm.
And yeah, it just, I don't know, it changed big time from being an able-bodied person and, having to live your life in a wheelchair. Like, I don't know, it changed for, in some ways for the best.
Mhm.
The more I look back at it, the more I realize, I thought it was a curse and it actually wasn't. It opened my eyes and life up to a whole nother life, basically, that, you know, as an able-bodied person, I didn't realize, even though I worked in the industry and stuff, I just didn't know everything that came with it. And it just, I don't know.
Yeah, for me, I was born with cerebral palsy and I've had it my entire life. but it wasn't until I was like 41 that I truly embraced who I was. And I can tell you that my life completely changed when I embraced who I was. Um and so I think there's power in that.
I agree. I've been in the chair for 12 years almost. I want to say July 2nd this year will be 12 years. I
Mhm.
want to say I finally started embracing, everything probably like 5 years after being in the chair,
Mhm.
maybe. It might have been before that. I don't really remember. Sorry.
No, you're
But
fine.
yeah, I want to say it was like, 5 years into being in the chairs when I finally started embracing everything. I mean, don't get me wrong. Have I've had my days, in the past and future where I'm like, I don't want to do this. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be in this. But then, excuse me, I look past all of that and look around me and see what I have and what I've been able to do. And I will tell you, I have done more in my 12 years of being in this wheelchair than I ever done as a able-bodied person.
I love that. Um, your your life has purpose and
Exactly.
meaning, no matter what your circumstances. I have two children also, and I, as a disabled mom, my son was on the uh, podcast a couple episodes ago, but I, as a parent, held more guilt than my or than my children. My children was okay with me having cerebral palsy and my disability more than I was.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, I was going to say I can understand that. My kids were, okay with me being in the chair and stuff. Quicker than I was, that's for sure.
there's one video of you and your son that I've seen, and your son is just riding on the back of the wheelchair, He's just having the time of his life. I love that video so much.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, he talks about that quite often. He misses being able to do it because now he's like, like 6 foot, um, 6'1", and he's not a small kid like he used to be, so he doesn't get the
Mhm.
ride on the back of the chair. But yeah, that I miss that. That was like really fun times. He would just
Yeah.
hop on the back and we would go.
Yeah, it was the cutest thing. Um, I have enjoyed watching your journey, and you have your own page. Do you want to talk about that and what you're hoping to do as far as the group you started?
Yes. Yeah, I have my own page. I even have YouTube. I've got videos on there of me like walking and different stuff because even though I am a, C4 incomplete quad, I am still able to walk with assistance. It's just, I guess somebody has to be there to make sure my pants don't fall down and I moon everybody.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I want to, like with some of the videos I've done of me transferring and stuff, I just try and bring to light what it's like being on this side of everything, how much help is needed, what, my abilities are compared to other people in my situation or similar situations.
Hmm.
So that's basically what I try and do is just show everybody what, you know, like my life is like with living this lifestyle and having this type of injury.
Yeah, I think that's what um the world needs. The world needs to know that they're not alone and other people go through the same things. And I appreciate you doing that so much more than you would know.
Thank you. I have a friend down in Miami. His name is Maldito. He does videos too. But he's got more movement in his arms compared to like me or his, hands. But yeah, he does pretty much the same thing, showing what his life is like and what you can do and can have in your life. Um, and I agree, we need, more people out there like that, and we need more people to realize, the other side of everything and to, see what it's like and stuff. And another thing, I think we need to wake a lot of people up to, and government included, is the price of medical equipment and stuff that we need, like yourself and me and others, to just live our lives to a normal circumstance.
Mm-hmm. I know there's a lot of adaptable things out there. We talked earlier about the adaptive surfing, but some of these things are way expensive. And I know for me and myself, I'm on a limited income. So it's very hard to afford those
Yeah,
items.
it really is. And with the price, of stuff, and the price of stuff just even going up higher now than what they have, it's harder on people like yourself or, others out there, um, to afford anything. Um, sorry. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's anyone who lives on like a fixed income, there's
Mm-hmm.
no way they can afford, if they need a vehicle or something, because, I mean, God forbid, the price like of getting a new minivan, if that's what you want or need rather, is anywhere from like, I think 70,000 to $100,000.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, there's a lot of people out there that can't afford it. And I see stuff all the time where people need vehicles and stuff, and I feel so bad. Like, I wish I was a billionaire because I would help them.
Yeah. I 100% believe you would help whoever needed a vehicle. I
Exactly.
believe
I
you.
mean, that's how I am. Like, I help, if I'm able to help people, I will, whether
Yeah.
it's financially, whether it's emotionally, or whatever. Um, because I know, what that's like. And stuff. So,
Yeah. I think you are helping more than you realize. And sometimes I've come to the realization just by sharing the story. And you may not ever know that you're helping somebody, but there is one person out there that you're helping. Um it's an amazing story, and it's okay to grieve. It's okay to be sad. It's okay. Um but always remember to get back up and stay adaptable. Thank you for watching. I said thank you for
hey,
watching. Thank you for listening. And Jamie, thank you for being a guest.
anytime. Thank you for having me on here.
I just cut you off.
It's all good.
I'm
Thanks for tuning in to the Adaptable Octopus. If you enjoyed the conversation, Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can listen on your favorite podcast platform, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else you love to stream. And if you have a moment, leave a review or share the podcast with someone who might enjoy it too. Your support means the world and helps grow this amazing community. Until next time, keep adapting, keep thriving, and take care.